Good morning. After watching tons of Huron's Bonsai and been into Bonsai myself for a few years now, which is bonsai with peppers, I figured I would love to start talking about just all of what I've grown and tips and tricks and share a little passion of mine that I don't really think I've shared for this channel. Look at this big boy. But yeah, I got a few going, and yeah, Bonsai, Bonchi. It is just doing bonsai with peppers. Started out with sweet peppers, the ones from just the ones you eat from Walmart. Those tiny little ones you use for kielbasa or any of those little red, yellow ones, and throw some seeds in some soil. And peppers are very drought tolerant here in Texas. They can take full 8 hours of sun. Thirsty little plants. Very dramatic, but they're very fun, very responsive and tough. You let them grow nice and big, cut them back. I mean, you're using all of your same bonsai techniques. Some of them I like to let them grow to a number 2 thick pencilness, it's a good rule of thumb, and then cut them back to under 5 or 6 inches. And look at that little fella. So this one in particular is one of my skinniest peppers I've had actually yield fruit or yields like an actual pepper, and it is so thin, but it has bark on it, which is crazy. I'll bring you over here a little closer. Okay, so give you the hand. Look at this guy. This still has a lot of growing left to do. This is, I think, one of my chilies. I kind of mix them up. There's a mix of cayenne peppers. Let me show you this big long one. I'm like 95% sure this is one of the cayennes. This guy, this looks like a witch's finger, which I think is a pepper, but it's been growing good. On this one, I let it get nice and thick, and that one's a little thinner than a number 2 pencil. And what I will really do is take a piece of wood, maybe like a wooden dowel, and cut it 6-7 inches, stick it in the soil, and cut to that. It's my ruler, and you can just like have a consistent mark on a piece of stick or something, but cut them all to the same length. And then on this one in particular, it sprouted out from the bottom, and so the one that's winning is one of the lowest nodes that actually shot out, and then it branched and branched in these 2 perfect Ys, and it's just very symmetrical. I do have these little white, I thought they were eggs, but they just don't rub off, and I put hydrogen peroxide on them and it killed whatever they were. But yeah, I do fight, as every, I think, plant owner fights the gnats that live in your little soil, but it's a constant war, I think, with them. That's one of my biggest ones I've been growing so far. And then I have a few more peppers, but this is one of my prized possessions. These are 2 lemons from a restaurant that I grew. I just pocketed the seeds from my drink, and I recently just tried to, I want to intertwine these, and so I recently just put all of this wiring around it I had them intertwining, spinning together this whole time, And so I recently just put this around it and then branched the wiring off here at the top to sort of, I kind of want to make, my end goal is to make a big heart. I think that would be like wildly ambitious, but we'll see. Yeah, just freaking lemons. This is a pot from Target also. This is a pot from Target's little $5 section, like 2019 or something. I think it's a beautiful pot actually. I have used it to grow so much stuff. Short self-feeding tray, easy maintenance, tough as can be. This was like $5. I should have bought more. I kick myself for not having bought more because they're perfect. But this guy is so cute, I think. This one is just pure terracotta. I did drill a small hole in the bottom, so I need water to be leaking out. Peppers are very thirsty, and it's an old bird seed that got stuck in my soil a long time ago, so I'm constantly having sunflower seeds grow. But yeah, this guy is also really cute. Very small, very short, very thin, maybe chopstick thin. And I only let this guy grow 4 inches. And the second node again, or this is the most bottom node. The most bottom node one. And you can sort of see the structure there. But I like making a hard cut off the main stem, forcing all the energy to pick a side. I cut this off here because I want a lean. I like a canopy, I like it to hang, and because it kind of looks like a treetop. But then the pepper is so unproportional, which I think is just hilarious. Like this big witch's finger is like, the entire pepper is the same size as the tree, so it looks hilarious. But see, on this one, I only wanted to focus on producing this guy. This particular right here, that had a little guy going. It had already started to yield that, but I don't want it to focus any more energy. It takes a lot of energy to yield. And I'm gonna cut that down a hair more. Shout out to Ray Padula. These are probably some of the best pruning scissors I've ever owned. Amazon, I don't know why, they're just so comfortable. No affiliation at all, they're just purely comfortable. But yeah, this one's doing really well. I mean, look at that curve, that's crazy. See, this one, it's only that one with the white. None of the other ones have anything going on. Everything's indoors. So, and this is sun rises east, or rises in the west, sets in the east over here. So it's a full 6-7 hours of some pretty good direct sun. Let me show you one of my favorite. So this is the one I've been growing the longest. This has been in here for almost a year and a half, a good long while. Yeah, this one has fully barked over. Yeah, look how, I mean, it's just straight up tree. And I get you nice and close. But, so, this one, I was trying to force it. I didn't wire any of this. This was pure natural bonsai. A lot of what I was focusing on was just natural bonsai. I've only recently got into the wiring. Just because I kind of liked letting nature pick its course, you know? It's fun that way. It's how it's meant to be. And some of these need to be plugged, I'll tell you that. But this guy is much further in progress than the other fulls over here. But I need to cut this guy. When you have a plant this small, you do not really want it to be yielding more than one. Just because again, it just takes so much energy. And they don't have a lot of nutrients in the soil. It's pretty limited. I mean, you have to feed your plants when you put them in such a small container, especially like any like micro nano groweries where you're growing a plant out of a film canister. You know, you obviously have to feed that because soil just doesn't have enough nutrients, and so that's why you have to be the parent. You have to play God a little bit, control what it can do and what it's focusing on. But this is also a lemon right here. This second plant growing. This is just another one get from a restaurant. You just put them a good finger knuckle deep and they'll grow. But this is, I think, a sweet pepper. This will just probably won't get any much longer than maybe 2 inches, but it'll get a little fatter, hopefully. But most of it, actually, I take that back. Most of its size is done. It's just coloring now. But this one's really pretty. It has personally been a struggle of mine to grow in these little shallow pots, from seed at least. It's easy to throw something rooted and well mature in these, but yeah, this is totally from seed. All of this is from seed. This, I will say, get in there. This guy, I just got from Lowe's or Home Depot. They had this little section. This is a fig, and they had a little fig tree, and $10. Came in a bag of soil, just like so sloppily, but just completely cut down, bare bones, roots. Meant to just throw a few of these in the ground, of course. But yeah, totally. I put this in a pot about a week ago. This has no drainage, but it's pure raw terracotta, so completely breathes. It's fully porous. But yeah, this has already started to pop a little few nodes, and this will literally take. I mean, it takes, I think, 6 or 7 years for a mature fig to yield, but looking for a cheap project, you want to get going on some just easy bonsai that if you kill it, you wasted $10, you know? That's part of the experience of learning. It's art. This is art, you know? You're gonna spill some paint here and there. That's okay. And you want to get into bonsai in a various different way. These are willow cuttings from Amazon that you can buy. They come wrapped in some paper towels. Very easy instructions. Leave it in water for 4 weeks. Make sure it's full. That's it. These guys are going. Willows grow crazy. They've been in the water for a week. They had maybe a few centimeters of roots when they got here. But this is going to be fun. They're so pretty. Weeping willow is my favorite tree. Something about them. I think it's just the soul that they give off. They talk about aura, dude. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, even like there's some growing underwater. Willows drink. Well, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they're natural habitats by the water. So, and if you want to get your peppers going by seed, I always set mine, these are some I'm starting. I always set mine in a real shallow tray. And yeah, these are cayennes. And I've been tracking these in a diary, just testing out different things. But these guys are growing so beautiful. I mean, come on, look at that little canopy going. Look at the backside. I mean, come on, you kidding me? How freaking cute. Yeah, so at this point, plants are very much like computers. I want to teach this. I want to have it learn, basically. Like, you were very much going to learn today, sir. So, we want to cut off the top node. We're teaching it. Ooh, we bumped into something dangerous that damaged the top. We're going to focus on growing down. You follow? Plants, it's basically you bumped into something and it hurt. Plants learn like us. And they will focus their energy towards fattening themselves. And that is, I mean, that's bonsai in a nutshell. Like, just in the most simple terms. I am going to leave this little one to grow. It's a little too weak. Leaves are solar panels for the plant. That's how it makes photosynthesis. That's how it obtains its energy. You don't want to cut a tiny plant's biggest leaves off while trying to learn it, you know? And so you really want to wait for the right opportunity. It's a good rule of thumb. Like, even this big one, all it has is these top ones because it had to outgrow because it's in the back. These little ones, they can grow and obtain more. They're throwing out their little front hands here. Like this guy, he has little front hands. This big guy, no hands. So I'm not going to cut any of these actually. I don't really. They're too young. But you know, roots are already coming out of the bottom of these. That's insane. These are, check my notes. These have not been in the ground that long. 12/8. And today is February something, early February-ish. February 8th, I think, today. What is it, 2 months exactly? It's a good coincidence. But yeah, this is just a seed pack from Lowe's. Just some regular cayenne seed pack. I like cayenne peppers a lot because they're really freaking hot. So if you want to get a really thick stalk, you have to put it in a lot more soil. If I grow a seed from a tiny pot of soil, it's not really going to work out. This was a seed grown in this whole pot, and so it had a lot of soil to pull from. This stuff has gone freaking crazy. This is just, it's like $3 from Callaway's in the tiny little jars, and it's I will never not have it kind of plant. But yeah, this guy is thick, and I mean it's probably like a Sharpie thick. I mean, it's not quite finger thick, but anytime this guy grows tall, I cut it. And he's trying to produce right here, but we'll yank that. I don't want him yielding at all. I literally just want him thickening up. He's trying to yield there again, unfortunately, buddy. See, these get really ugly. This conglomerate right here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stems in one little like node. And then if I cut this again, it's just gonna pop out another. And so these get kind of hideous looking. And I almost, honestly, going right here. Yeah. This is ugly too, but That's already a lot of solar panels cut off. But this thing gets so much sun, it sits top shelf. I'll be digging this out and making it, I kind of want to, because it's so thick and strong, this is no longer bendable, but anything that comes off will be. And so it'll be a good host for some really cool actual short pot style bonsai, because it's barking up really thick at the bottom. But I think a lot of this, I give this a haircut every now and then, just chop it with scissors. Yeah, I kind of like this guy growing with all of this, just because this stuff does grow so crazy. It does take a lot of its water, and so I feel like it regulates this guy so it's sort of in a constant needy state to where it's not getting full drinkage. If this was in here alone, it would probably be going crazy, but I want it to be slow, you know? I plan on keeping this guy for a long time. And I kind of don't really care for this big fat ugly node up here. See, when you like keep chopping off, these nodes get ugly. That is it. It's just, I don't know, unattractive. This 45 degree, much more attractive. I will let that air dry. Don't want to touch it. Don't want to introduce any bacteria to it. So the thing with bonsai, bonchi, or just wanting to start growing plants short and miniature, and forcing them to stay tiny, is experimenting, being very patient, and you just have to know this stuff does not happen overnight. And the guys on Instagram and Pinterest that have the 20-year-old tree that they've had since they were 13, it's because it does take that much time. And while you can skip the line and go buy the $400 perfected tapered elm tree off of Etsy, chances are it's probably going to die just because it's not with an owner that knew how to get it there. That's the kicker. It's like having an exotic pet. You have to know how to take care of these things, and it's more satisfying growing this from seed. I'm there, this is my little baby. So if you want to start out with terrariums, throw some sticks in the bottom, sticks and rocks, dirt, random plants, seal it up, call it a day. It'll self-maintain. This is like 3 years old. Look at all that. Can't even see into it. Start with something small. And you'll get there. Eventually you'll be yielding giant peppers out of a tiny little pot. But I hope you learned something. Hope I inspired you to pocket your lemon seeds next time you get an iced tea or something. I hope you can start doing this with mango seeds, freaking anything. Get creative, Try to grow. Try to sprout a pomegranate seed or a kiwi seed. I've never been able to sprout a kiwi seed. I'm good at peppers. I stay in my lane. I can't even do cactuses, aloe vera. I kill those things. So, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and so I hope you have a good day and a good weekend and a good rest of your week. And let me know if you want to hear more yapping about plants. I love my little collection. I got some terrariums and other springtail cultures those are cool, and would love to talk about those and show you how I make a terrarium and make it last. I have a few old ones, but But yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. Peace.